Hello everybody. I've long since worked with the idea of, out of curiosity, going through some of the stuff in my collection that I have stored away in containers. I think a lot of us have that, those who collect vintage computers, vintage electronics, and stuff like that. So I thought, oh, let's try a first episode here of going through my collection, not really showing it off, but I mean, there might be some stuff that I find that I forgot I had, and you may have seen a lot of my posts on Twitter saying just that. Oh, I didn't realize I had this. Well, this is some of the reasons why. I'm going to call this series "What's in the Tote." So, starting it right out, I'll grab the first tote I'm going to look through. Nice kind of brownish gray Sterilite container. I have not opened this for years, so I don't know what's in it, and we're going to find out together. Looks like some Commodore stuff. Starting out, we have a brand new, still sealed in the box. I'm trying to keep everything in view here. I can't really see the camera output. Commodore Modem 1200. This probably still has the original Q-Link disc in it, and maybe some stuff on CompuServe. Next, I have a user's manual for Commodore MPS 1000 printer. And I probably have the printer in another tote, so you might see that in a later video. McGraw-Hill. McGraw-Hill was actually a name that, didn't they do ads or provide funding for, what is that, that Stuart Chaffee show, that computer show. Gosh, the name just kind of eludes me right now. Computer Chronicles. Well, here's a book, Your Commodore 128. I did not know I have this. See, I'm gonna trademark that phrase because it seems to be very popular. 1541, 1571 drive alignment software. These things are actual drive alignment software that they use a specially formatted disk, and I guess here it is. Specially formatted disk. I keep forgetting to turn it around so you can see it in the video. I have never used this. I acquired it over a decade ago. In fact, this is probably part from the collection that I got from somebody's estate. That person, I'm not going to show much personal information here, but that person, when he bought his software, kept the receipts. This was bought in 1992, August 19th, 1992, for $25. I really should put this to use to see if it works. This came with an insert, I suppose, security, Brewall security blanket program, whatever that means. And maybe that doesn't go with this. I don't see the name Brewall or Brywall on here. No, Free Spirit Software. So I don't know. Maybe Brywall is the company that he bought it from. It does sound familiar. So I'll put that back in here and set it aside, being careful not to put it near anything magnetic. Full user's guide for the programmer's reference guide for the Commodore 128. Some light reading there for those who prefer reading things the size of War and Peace. Super 81 utilities for the Commodore 1581 disk drive. Same Free Spirit Software company. Let me make sure there's a disk in here. Okay, there is, and it's in 5 1/4 inch format. It sounds odd, but maybe there's a reason for that, and everybody would have a Commodore 1541 or 1571 with their computer. Oh, there's the 3.5 inch disc. Again, more stuff I need to play with. Like I said, I haven't touched this stuff some of this stuff since I got it over a decade ago. Running out of room to stack things. The Hacker's Handbook. Hackers back from, what was the date on this? 1985, 1986. Shows you how you can hack the old 8-bit and 16-bit computers and how to hack networks and operation of a character TDM, all that stuff. Might be some fun reading. If that isn't scanned, I might have to get it scanned by somebody. Commodore 1541 disk drive manual. Commodore 1541-2 disk drive manual. Also with 10X Computer Express 1500 magnetic drive, Mishawaka, Indiana. So this must be a license agreement. So again, this guy, this came from the estate. He stapled his receipts inside the books for the stuff that he bought. Now we're coming to some cool stuff. I know some of you see some things right now. 1571 user's guide. Again with a stapled in receipt. And serial number for some reason. Received 10/17/86, but there's a serial number here, and I don't know what for. It was bought from Electrotech, and maybe this was a service. Looks like this came back with tested with. Yeah, this is a receipt that was stapled into this book. I guess the person had this service back then, and that was a service receipt. Another 1541 disk drive. Another 1541. Look at this. I have a few of them. They may actually go up or go with me to the Vintage Computer Festival East swap meet at the end of August, or I'm sorry, at the end of April. C64 Doctor. Let's see, fast, powerful, easy to use automated diagnostic program for the Commodore 64. Wow, I really did need to go through this stuff, didn't I? Sorry about that. I have my cell phone as a camera right now, and it's propped up on something that at the right angle I can see inside this tote, but at the wrong angle it might slip off the surface, so my phone fell there for a bit. And well, at least my cell phone is in a good strong case. A book on VIC graphics. This isn't too rare, but I think it's been scanned already. It's out there. VIC Revealed. Another book from the same publisher, Hayden. Okay, everybody, I hear you. Hearsay 1000. I had one of these originally back in the 80s, and it was a great device. Let me see if I can't get this out. Well, there it is. Nice shiny gold contacts on it. Don't know if the light will catch that or not. But it's in there with, there's the microphone, there's the adapter that went in line with the video input, an 8-pin video input, by the way. Probably won't work on the 4-pin Commodore, the 5-pin videos from the older Commodore 64s. But it looks to be complete, and software and stuff is in there, so I will definitely be playing with this sometime. I'm actually working on a bunch of Commodore 128s that I want to get repaired or tested, so that might be something I pull out when I get one running. Let's see what else. Epic's Vorpal Utility Kit. Fast Loads Companion. So this is, I don't see, oh, there's a disc in there. 2 discs, it looks like. I don't know if the person actually used it or not, or just, it seems this estate stuff, the guy just bought stuff just to have it, I believe. But let's see, 1541 user's guide. So this is in a wrong spot. That needs to be put somewhere else, but I'll take care of that later. Fleet System 3, one of the earlier popular word processors for the Commodore computers. This one's for the Commodore 128, so it will support the 80 column, or should support the 80 column, or at least take advantage of extra memory. This is going to be a surprise to me because I don't remember a box like that ever being put away. Sorry, I want to get down here a little bit lower because my back's starting to hurt leaning over this. Oh, what are these? These are ribbons, and they're still sealed. Wide ribbons. What printer would those be used for? I don't remember, but I'm sure I have one in my inventory. I ought to find out what that's for. I didn't realize I had these, so if I have a printer that fits those that has dry ribbons, guess which printer is going to be my primary printer for a time? Because with those still being sealed, they're probably still good. 1541 Repair and Maintenance Manual. Abacus Software published this, and Abacus had some really good books. In fact, I think I had a whole collection of their smaller books. I forget, they're about the size of this Vic Revealed book, but they had a whole collection, whole series of stuff, and I had, I believe, the whole series from that same estate collection. I've sold many of them because I found PDF alternatives, but there is a couple that I have. I think one of them is for the Vic 20 cassette that I couldn't find a PDF alternative, so I've been holding on to it. I wanted to get it scanned, but I don't want it destroyed. And it isn't until recently that people are able to scan books without destroying it or tearing it apart. So maybe this book, I have to look to see if it's out there in PDF format. But this also comes with a little maintenance handbook, the diskette for the book. So I guess there's a disc in here. I'm just going to assume that for now. Digital Research CPM Plus User's Guide. So this is for the CPM 3.3 User's Guide, and I guess this went with, yeah, there we go, Commodore 128 Source Disk 1. And look at this, CPM Additional Utilities. So I don't remember a utilities disc before, so I guess this is worth holding and playing around with, especially since I'm working on the 128. Serious Programming for the Commodore 64. Never saw this, and I've looked at lots of different PDF archives of Commodore books, and I don't remember this cover. Doesn't mean that it's not out there. 1541 User's Guide by Brady Publishing, and their Datamost 1541 User's Guide. So I guess there was, well, here we go, more. So this was ordered directly from Datamost, and this was the disc was $24.95, and I'm guessing that this might be. It says, "Congratulations on finishing your program. Signed, Beverly. P.S. You are very special." So I guess the guy was working on writing his own software, because I believe all this stuff came from that estate find. And I think his wife's name was Beverly. 1570 RAM expansion module. I know this one's untested, but I'm pretty sure it's in here, and I'm pretty sure it's complete, and I wouldn't doubt that it has. Oh, I hate when don't you hate it when that happens to boxes when you're trying to take this stuff out? Still has the bag. I was actually hoping to find the receipt for it. Oh, it says here, Commodore 128. 1750 RAM expansion test demo disc, and CPM system disc. So hey, this is neat. Seems to be rather complete. Looks like I'll have a pretty well set up Commodore 128 system once I'm all said and done and actually trying to play around with these things. Now we're getting into the smaller pieces. So I have here 2 pieces of software that say File Manager and Checkbook 64. Nothing fancy. Don't know if they were sold that way off the shelf, or probably like a cheap hanging pack of software. They made that stuff from time to time. Here's some accessory tabs for write, protect, or whatnot. Remember that logo for floppy disks? That's a sticker. And this, running out of places to put things. This is DiskMate, is a multi-purpose disk tool designed for 1541, 1571 disk drives. The 8 major disk functions that comprise DiskMate are as follows: expand a directory, edit disk directory, auto boot creator, edit load address, resurrect dead file, trace file links, rearrange directory, and edit file contents. So I never heard of DiskMate. I've heard of DeskMate for the Tandy computers, but I never heard of DiskMate. So I don't know if it was shareware or what, but that was printed on a dot matrix printer. WordWriter 5, another popular word processor made by TimeWorks. And again, a receipt in here too. This was sold on September 11th, 1990. And the way it's stapled in, it's hard to read. 1995 it was bought for. Back in 1990. Super printer utility programs for the hardware. These are those adapters I believe that you can hook up a Commodore computer up to a parallel port or Centronics based printer. Software protection handbook for the C64. It either talks about how to remove software protection, how software protection works, or how to make your own software protection, but it does have the companion disc. Quick Pro 2 automatic program writer. This is interesting. Looks like something that will let you generate code, generate software. Adding records to your new program, literal disk, designing the screen layout. Almost kinda sounds like DBase 2. That was kind of the same thing too. You can write programs that manage data with DBase 2. An assortment of loose software. We got TRS-DOS 6.1.2, DOS boot for DOS 3.3. These are certainly in the wrong spot. Procom for DOS, Prolog. Yeah, this, I don't know if I put this in here from other things. ProTitler, video related programs for the Commodore. So ProTitler, PT Reader, another ProTitler. Geo's clip art is expected to be in here. If you hear noise up above, that's other people in the house. DM2000 Disco, I don't know what that is for. I don't know if it's coming up in camera. CopyQ, that was a famous copy program for the Commodore 64. And something tells me I'm going to have to hit pause in this video because somebody's going to start yelling downstairs. Commodore 128 reference guide for programmers. That should be some nice detailed reading. Monitors, hexadecimal format, all the details, step-by-step stuff. Some interesting books. The Computer Underground by M. Harry. I have no idea what this is, but I assume it has to do with computer. There we go. Computer hacking, crashing, printing, and freaking. So that will definitely be a fun read. Super Clone. Backup and disk utilities include the clone machine and Super Clone. I never heard of this before. I don't know if any of you ever heard of this before. Commodore 128 system guide. Came with every Commodore 128. This one has, I guess, all the Commodore 128 software and stuff stuffed in the middle of it. Keep everything together. Commodore 128 introductory guide. Same idea. Came with the computer. This is from Abacus Software. It was a mailer. This guy ordered a lot of discs, I guess, from the source for his needs, and then he had them sent. They were sent in mailers like this. Super C 64 compiler, Super Pascal compiler. I got to see if those are archived anywhere. Getting to the bottom here. Geos. I mean, who doesn't have Geos books? Especially if you have any Commodore stuff. So there's Geos there. Here's it's easy to get more from your Commodore. So this is I guess a Q-Link disc, still in its sealed envelope. And getting down to the bottom here, a couple pieces of cardboard. ELIZA source code for the Commodore 64. I'm betting it looks like this was a computer printout of it. ELIZA, I assume it's the same ELIZA that's been popular for a while back in the day, that it would be a therapist. You ask it questions and it sends you on loops around your mind because it doesn't ever give you a straight answer. Let's see, some stapled together computer printed text here. Instructions. This document explains the features and commands of your Melody Hall word processor. Please read and print this file and use it as a quick reference guide. It says here it was received November 1st, 1988, and I have yet to find the disc for it. Look at this. I always need one of these when I'm moving stuff and I can never find them. And this here is video from VideoWare. This is the last item in the bin, folks. So unless of course, always put silica gel in just to kind of keep the moisture out when I store these things. This is the video title editor for the Commodore 64. So maybe the guy used it to create titles for his home movies, who knows. Anyway, that's what's in this tote. Awful lot of stuff in this tote. Now I get to play around with some of them and of course put it back, and maybe I'll label this tote from the outside so I kind of know what's in there. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed it.